stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity, with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Outer Worlds, and as many of you already can tell, the start of my YouTube channel. So, to begin, I just want to go ahead and say I'm not necessarily the best with audio, nor am I the best person to be sitting down and recording my gameplay, especially on the hardest difficulty that the game has to offer. Probably not. But we're still going to go ahead and do it anyway, because I am a lonely person, and the quarantine has really put a dent into everything that I have. So, I just thought, well, why not just spend a little time and see where this thing can go. So to start off with, what we're going to be doing is, well, we're just going to go ahead and make our character, and I will go ahead and skip through to the end. So now that I've finished making my character, here's the summary of everything. I put 1 point into dexterity, and everything else into intelligence and perception. Is that the best thing to do? Probably not, but we'll see where it goes. Aptitude, cashier, subgrade, non-supervisory for a point in persuasion. Is that, again, the best thing? Probably not, but why don't we just bring the real life into the video game? Walmart is a fun place, and I promise I am not paid to say that. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into everything.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend. Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump. Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? A bit of bad news there, I'm afraid.
Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorn, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorn won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
So, that was the introduction for the Outer Worlds, and I gotta say that this game has been one of the more interesting games that I've played so far. But before I really get into anything, of course, this is the tutorial area, so I'll go ahead and I'll skip until we get into the full brunt of this game. So now that we're through with that, one of the first things that I want to go ahead and say is that this healing button is probably going to be the most confusing button that I will misuse throughout this whole series. But we're about to meet our first person, so let's see how it goes.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings.
Let's patch you up.
Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's Choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
Well, what happened to you?
We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters.
Well, what were you doing out here?
Investigating an illegally grounded ship. All spacecraft must arrive and depart from authorized landing pads. That's board law, that is. Some hull had grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
Well, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah, you sound a lot like my lieutenant. Here, hope this gun serves you better than it did me. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
Well, can you tell me where I am?
You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
Well, do you know anything about the Hope?
The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Well, I guess I'll get going then, but not before I take all of your belongings. But once we're through, let's go ahead and back up and we'll take our first shot and get out of this cave.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell?
Now, if you remember, he did end up giving us another weapon, so let's go ahead and check this out. Now, these pop-ups, they'll appear throughout the game. Of course, if you want to pause and read them, go right ahead. Everything else is kind of just basic character things, reputation, skills, inventory, other such things. So let's go ahead and equip it, and let's get out of this cave. Okay, so that right there is called Tactical Time Dilation. If you want to pause and read, there you go. But it's better to go ahead and just show you what it does than to tell you what it does. Now, of course, if I was a better marksman, that wouldn't have happened, and my poor aim will probably be the death of me throughout this series. But one thing that you're probably going to pick up on is that I am a hoarder. I will take everything, even if I don't need it. But now let's go ahead and just move on and do this, and I'll admit that stealth probably isn't one of the best things that I can do in this game, but we're just going to go ahead and try. You know, I've ran through this whole intro 1,000 times before, and I promise none of them were as sloppy as that. This is not a show of my skill, I promise. Okay, rounding this corner, we can go ahead and get our first view of the ship that we inevitably crushed the owner of. But it's ours now, so let's go ahead and take it.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed!
Yeah, that's not the nicest way to introduce yourself.
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech! Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about.
So I've heard.
Really? How is he?
He'll make it.
Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some.
Now, do Spacer Choice's guards always back down from a challenge?
Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation... You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. And it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
So that looks like it's all of them then. So another thing that I just want to go ahead and say is that I know I'm probably not the best talker, but then again, I've never really done this before. So one of the things that I really just want to go ahead and ask is just if I should be reading all the dialogue, if I shouldn't be reading all the dialogue, but let's go ahead and see what she has to say.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
A lot of paperwork indeed, but let's go ahead and see what the inside of this ship has to offer.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder.
Welcome aboard to the Unreliable.
Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
What are you gonna do? Self-destruct?
Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarded parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You know we're on the ground, right?
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
Well, I need to get this ship in the air.
I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorn.
Well, Hawthorn is dead.
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorn. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorn. Do you understand?
I think I get it.
Well done, Captain Hawthorn. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
Well, I doubt I'll find that just laying around.
Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorn, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
No, I understand.
Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
So it looks like we have just leveled up and we have just completed one of the first tasks in the Outer Worlds. Now, if you want to sit through and read the pop-ups, of course you can go ahead, but I'm just going to go ahead and skip through and distribute my points and pick my perks, and I will speak again after I am through. So with all of our skills distributed and all of our perks picked, I think that this is a good time to just go ahead and end the video. You know, if you've watched it this far, I don't expect you to have, but I really do appreciate it if you have. You know, like, subscribe, comment, do all that fun YouTube stuff, but I'll see you in the next video.